So today I'm going to talk about some very uncomfortable discussion that I've had with some internationally educated nurses in Canada. Because as my job as a nurse, I travel quite a lot and I meet a lot of newly international nurses who just moved to Canada, maybe in the last 1 year, 2 year, or even more. And one thing is common among them: they've all experienced being treated differently at work. Yes, they all have the same exact stories, the same exact pattern, and feeling like they don't belong there. Yes, that's the way to put it. Like you don't belong there. So I did experience the same thing when I moved to Canada 9 years ago. In fact, it was terrible. It was horrible. And one day I'm gonna talk about it because it's a long story. And if you follow me, maybe you will see the story when I talk about it. But I overcame those challenges. So, but one thing is very common. Everybody experiences this same thing, especially if you have a darker skin or if you're from an African country. Every single person from the east to the west to the north, they experience the same thing. Some more than others, like the nurses that work in the East Coast, they experience a lot. It was like it's so blatant that it's when you hear the stories, you're like, what is this, Canada? And then when you go to the interior of BC, it's worse in those areas as well. It's a little better in the west, like when you move towards the biggest cities, there's more multiculturalism in the workplace, but still, it's still there. So now the big question is, why? What can we do about it? What can we really do about it? Because the way I think about it is that many years ago, we, like as a black nurse, you would not have the same opportunity to work with another person from here, and you might not get paid the same thing. But now we have the same opportunity, which some of them don't think it's okay. But people fought for us to be able to get where we are today, to have this same opportunity. So, what can we do to feel safer at work? What can we do to feel like we belong there? How do we command that respect that we deserve? So, I know a lot of nurses, which was me before. I was just like counting the days you know, and things, always like trying to run away, which I did. I'll tell you my story someday. And then one thing came because, okay, so my story has a little bit of something that I did about this problem, okay, because it happened to me and I did something about it. And one thing that came out of that case, which by the way is still ongoing, so I can't say too much about it, was that there has been no other case like that before, which means that nobody ever reports these things that happen in the workplace. So why aren't we reporting it? I know a lot of us have different reasons, but do you think it's time that we talk about this? Do you think it's time for us to demand respect in the workplace? Do you think it's time for us to ask to be treated equally in the workplace? Do you think it's time for us to ask not to be micromanaged? Like, we need to have that discussion. And I did something about it because we cannot let this go on. It's happening all over the country. And one of the verdicts that came out of my case was that there was no prior case ever in the country. So, but it's happening. More people need to report. We need to talk about this because if you don't do something about it, it's gonna keep happening. These people are gonna think it's okay to treat you that way. It's okay to talk to you that way. It's okay to do whatever they want to do to you. They don't know that it's not okay, but you have to step up. You have to do something. I know many nurses, they wait till they get whatever they need and then they leave or they go to their nurse practitioner so they can work independently. But for that time, that period that you have to work on the word, on the unit with these people, can you make your day better? Can you come to work and not have to look behind your shoulder and not have to worry about going to HR every other day for literally nothing? Like you did absolutely nothing. Like don't even get me started. I just don't want to get into it. But one day I'm going to tell you my story. I'm going to tell you what I did about it. And I'm hoping that this will set the pace for us to talk about these things, to make it known so that we can create a healthier, respectful, non-toxic workplace for Black nurses in Canada. Let me hear your thoughts and your feelings because I know many of you have gone through this. Many of you have suffered, and we need to come together. Let me put it that way. We need to do something about it. And I have done something about it, and I can tell you more about it later. But for now, let's talk about how you feel, how you've been treated. Let me hear in the comments how you've been treated at work, and we can go from there.